It's been a year. The sermon, should I stay or should I go? Yes, I'm well aware those are also lyrics and the title to a Clash song. And I learned a lot more about the Clash. I just remember it from my youth. I didn't know their back history. That was kind of fun to look up. That will definitely be part of another sermon. Should I stay or should I go? Transitions and connections. Have you ever broken a bone? Or torn a ligament? All of them right knee. Giving yourself a paper cut on the tongue. Old school envelopes. Or found out that cardboard can give you even deeper cuts. Have you ever had your nail break off in the quick? Or cracked and swallowed a part of a tooth? Felt the itchiness of a bug bite or the ache of a sunburn? Have you wallowed in self-pity or trembled with anxiety? Can you recall the utter heartbreak as a teen of watching your crush talk to someone else? Or did you tumble into the abyss as you understood truly for the first time the soul-crushing weight of grief at the death of someone you loved? Pain is always a part of our process. It gives us a chance to stand on the precipice between resolve and commitment, or despair and avoidance. Boredom is a part of our process too. The interminable wait in a governmental bureaucratic line, the clock watching, second counting down to escape from that which does not appeal. A lecture, a job, a party, a very bad blind date. The "are we there yet?" of every meeting, road trip, or sermon that goes too long. The wondering what to do, where to go, who to be. June is always a time of transition for me. Originally, as a child, it was the beginning of summer, when we'd all get in the station wagon at 3 in the morning and head for Southern California to visit family, friends, relatives in Norwalk, go to Disneyland and see the Pacific Ocean, and hang out with friends in Long Beach. Then later it was going northeast up into the Sierras to camp, hike, fish, and live in the glory of Campsite 8 next to Caples Lake on Highway 88. June was the switch from work and school to summer and adventure. July and August held the promise of going on a road trip across the West or getting on a plane and jetting somewhere new. It was watermelon with the Lozanos and fireworks on the 3rd over at Legion Park. It was playing London Bridge with a hose on the lawn and sleeping downstairs in front of a massive fan because we didn't have air conditioning either. It was climbing trees and flying around the block on a big wheels trike, or it was riding without hands on a bicycle. And it was learning how to protect your feet when you walked blocks to Victory Park to go swimming and you walked barefoot. As an adult, the transition of the end of May, the beginning of June, and the summer to follow means so many more things. It's Pride Month and getting to celebrate my sister Karen. It's wondering if it's going to be a long, hot summer that leads all the way to October, while cursing that we are not doing enough about climate change. It's checking that I'm not overusing my water in the garden and praying that the wildfires will start later, be contained faster, and won't lead to death. And now includes the UU annual meeting, going to conferences for Stockton Unified School District, and being honored to represent this congregation twice during the UU General Assembly as a delegate. It's saying goodbye to retirees and yelling my lungs out at high school and college graduations, finding the perfect gifts for the summer wedding season. It also means worrying about yet being very excited for my promoted 8th grade students heading into new lives in different high schools. The best part of this time of year for me is looking forward to celebrating my parents' anniversaries and meeting in July and getting married in August. It means singing happy birthday for 2 siblings, 1 in-law, 4 nibblings, and contemplating my own anniversary of parenthood, say feliz cumpleaños to the baby I gave birth to 16 years ago tomorrow. So I recently read Frederick Bachman's novel. He's one of my favorite authors, Us Against You. It's a sequel to his phenomenal Beartown, and I cried a lot. Probably why I don't have the tissue, I used it up. The people of Beartown understand how hard life can be, how unfair. They just keep moving, like our choir did this morning. As a child, I was protected. I had an amazing privilege because unlike the characters in that novel, and unlike so many people, children and adults, I've since met in my life, I didn't have to clean up the bottles after a parent's bender. I didn't have to count the pills in the prescription bottle to know if the parent would wake up. I didn't have to cover bruises with long sleeves, and I didn't have to worry about my next meal or where I was going to sleep. I never had to feel burdened by a parent's expectations of who I was supposed to be and who I was allowed to love. My parents did not deny us the right to learn about the world, but they also did not let the world frighten us more than it should. That was a parenting gift that can never be repaid. Every time we've asked someone to put a Band-Aid on our cut or drive us to have a procedure, test, surgery, chemo, radiation, immunotherapy, stem cell treatment, blah, blah, blah. Every time we called a friend in the middle of the night or texted a loved one in the middle of the day saying, I can't anymore. Every time we looked in the mirror and thought, I have to talk to someone, a professional. For every memory we have made while hurtling through our life changes of school, work, relationships, and our place in society, for every second that we stood on the precipice of a new routine, a new life, a new chance, and asked ourselves, should I stay or should I go? We were fashioning invisible bonds. We allowed those others to parent us in to our next transition. Our pain, our boredom, our tribulations can, ironically, bring us joy. Joy in the holiness of defining pain to define us. Joy in the beauty of knowing that we can create our way out of our ennui. Joy in the satisfaction of realizing that we are more capable than we know. And the quiet, often unarticulated gratitude that we are loved more than we can handle. With each movement we make, every hurdle overcome, all challenges accepted, we grow and learn, falter and diminish, stumble, crawl, and often reach out, gathering the courage to accept that we're not perfect. In seeking a assistance to help us get back up and begin anew, in acknowledging our need to be connected by forming those bonds, the ones made of memories and laughter, bitterness and misery, of hope and of healing. The mixture of a lifetime of little things swirled in with that massive dose of every second of love that we have ever given and been blessed to receive. Well, the impact of those bonds is that they latch on like Velcro when we throw them into the void of life. They secure the foundation of our soul to all other souls who would sustain us as we undergo our quests in this big wide world we are so fortunate to be living in right now. Wherever you are headed, whenever you arrive, however you get there, and with whomever you choose to have beside you, always know that your impact is wider than your smile, and your reach is farther than your brilliance. You are amazing. You are loved. And may it always be so. Shalom, salam alaikum, namaste, ashe, blessed be, and amen.